Posted by you/Anarang Horse. My friend is about to ask his girlfriend to marry her and I'm the only one who knows how unfaithful she is. Do I say anything? Not sure if this belongs in this sub because it isn't my relationship I'm asking for advice about. If not, apologies. TLDR, my friend is about to ask his girlfriend of 6 years to marry him, and I'm the only one who knows the truth about how unfaithful she's been to him. He's completely blinded by love and to him she can do no wrong. I know it might not be my place to say anything, but I don't want him to make a huge mistake. So, my good friend Aaron and his girlfriend Mary have been together for almost 7 years. They meet in college and are in a very close relationship. Personally, I would call them extremely codependent. Neither of them really have any friends aside from each other. She doesn't let him have guy friends. In fact, she doesn't let him do a lot of things. He's not allowed to go out past 11, not allowed to drink or smoke, she has to approve of all of his friends, and he's not allowed to be alone with other girls. She's got this guy on a tight leash. The reason why they're still together is that Aaron is completely whipped, and to him she can do no wrong. He talks regularly about how amazed he still is that she finds him attractive. He's a decent looking guy, but she's like supermodel level good looking. They post cutesy couple photos every day, I'm pretty sure she makes him post them, and to everyone who sees them they appear to be the perfect magical fairy tale couple. Anyway, a few weeks ago he told my boyfriend and I that he was planning on proposing to Mary. Of course, we congratulated him because he seemed super excited. Now here's the issue. A few weeks prior to this, I hung out with a friend of Mary, Allison. Allison told me about a party they went to where Mary got drunk and slept with her ex. After the party they began hooking up regularly, and she had a threesome with him and a friend of his. Aaron has no knowledge of these hookups. I told my boyfriend about it because he shares my friendship with both of them, and he believes that we need to say something, but I'm not so sure how to even go about that. It will destroy him, ruin their entire relationship and maybe a friendship as well. However, I think in the long term he will be unhappy with a marriage where she's so controlling. Not even that, but if she's completely okay with cheating on her long-term partner it will be the same once they're married. Is telling him the right thing to do? Now on to some comments before the edits and updates. Posted by Just Liz Fine. It's absolutely your place as a friend he confided in to tell him. Don't encourage him to end the relationship or anything other than telling him the truth because he needs to know, and also codependent doesn't begin to describe this relationship because it's controlling to say the least. I hope you and he do the right thing, good luck. OP responded with, thank you, this is good advice. I appreciate your reply. Posted by Shimun20. You need to tell him before he makes a huge mistake unknowingly. Granted he's so hooked on her he might figure her for whatever BS excuse she gives him and blame shifts him, but if you're his friend, you need to come forward. How he handles it afterward is up to him, but at least he knows what he will get himself into it. Just look at r/surviving infidelity and you will see heartbreaking stories of betrayed spouses who find out their partner of, like for example 15 or so years, were cheating all along. Don't allow him to post on that thread in the future from this when he finds out and his world is turned upside down even further. OP responded with, him not believing me because he's so whipped is what I was initially worried about, but the comments have been eye-opening. I definitely don't want him to make this mistake, and I think the shitstorm that's going to follow telling him is worth it, if it means him being saved from finding out years later. Posted by Fuber. Why haven't you already? OP responded with, I wasn't sure if it was my place or if it was even true at first, and I had no clue how to even tell him something like that. I've only known the information for a few weeks. I wasn't planning on saying nothing, just didn't know how to go about it. To a person who doesn't know them, they're the perfect couple. They're happy soulmates. Seriously, their shit on social media is like something straight out of a romance movie. I always had my doubts about her because of how controlling she is, but I'm not going to tell him he shouldn't marry his girlfriend because of suspicions or rumors, because I don't know their private life. I never thought she'd be unfaithful. It was a huge shock to me as well. Posted by Rooney_nist. I would hold your horses until you get some solid proof. You can't just go off what someone says, unless multiple people have said it. It also sounds like this guy is starstruck. You're also risking the chance of him not believing you guys and completely dropping you as friends for her. Some people take the delusional path. OP responded with, hopefully that doesn't happen. Posted by Wfthekanuk. How could you be silent for so long and pretend to be his friend? I'm sure he would have liked to have known years ago, so he wouldn't have wasted years of his life. OP responded with, I made an edit, but I apologize for not being clear in the post. The cheating has not gone on for years as far as I know. It's been going on a few weeks. The party her friend mentioned happened a few months ago. Now on to the edits. Edit: to clarify, the cheating has not been going on for 6 years, as far as I'm aware, and the hookups occurred recently. Edit 2: some of the commenters are calling me a bad friend for not telling him immediately. After giving it some thought and reading the comments, I have decided to tell him as soon as I can, most likely tonight if he's free to hang out. To those saying I'm being a bad friend for waiting, this is a huge deal, and it will greatly affect the future of Aaron, and I want to make sure I break the news in the correct way. This man is blinded by love. He's not going to be expecting this news at all, and his whole life is about to change. I'm definitely not going to do nothing, because he deserves much better than this woman, and he deserves to know the truth about what he's getting into if he still decides to marry her. I'm expecting a full-blown shit storm. I'm expecting him to be hurt, angry, in disbelief. I don't believe it's wrong that I'm asking for a bit of advice on how to approach this. Should I have told him sooner? Maybe, but what difference would a few weeks make? For all those asking, I'll post an update when I do it. Edit 3: I've talked to Aaron since I posted this, and he is coming over tonight to talk/hang out. My BF and I are going to tell him together because he knows the situation as well. A few of you have suggested I talk to Mary first to give her a chance to come clean. While that's a good idea, I'm not as close to her as I am to Aaron, and I don't see that going over well. I would much rather tell him and leave it to him to decide what to do from there. Edit 4: new information has been received from the third-party friend Allison. She has sent me screenshots of texts that do prove Mary has been involved with her ex. They send messages regularly and he has sent her nudes. Edit 5: LMAO, I'll just mention that Aaron just got to our house, 8 p.m. EST, we'll update later if I can. Thank you all so much for the kind messages and helping me work this hot mess out. I've been stressing about this all day, but I believe I am doing the right thing in telling him. Edit 6, quick little edit. 11 o'clock EST, we all talked for a good bit. I told him what I heard from Allison, and it went better than expected, but he was still pretty mad and upset. We are all just chilling and drinking now. I'll post the whole story tomorrow. Thanks again for all the replies. Now on to the update. My friend is about to ask his girlfriend to marry him, but I'm the only one who knows how unfaithful she is. Do I say anything? So, I got lots of feedback on what to do here. A good majority of the commenters told me to say something. To clarify, it may not have been clear in the op, but I was never planning on doing nothing. Of course, you gotta tell your bro if they're being cheated on. I just was not sure how to approach the situation. Some of the commenters gave me some very helpful advice. Some of you told me to talk to the girlfriend first, some of you told me to wait, some told me to gather a bunch of evidence first, which I ended up getting from Allison, the third-party friend. Some of you guys got angry with me for not telling him sooner, told me I was a bad friend. Some were sure he wouldn't believe me, some predicted the GF would deny it all. Well, all of you were somewhat right. Here's how it went down. I messaged Allison early on in the day, shortly after I made the post, because typing it all out brought my guilt and apprehension from the situation to the surface. I said to Allison that I needed to tell Aaron and asked whether or not she had proof. This was when she sent me the screenshots of the text messages. Aaron came over at around 8, and what was great was that Allison came over too. We all sat down and talked for a bit, and we all told him our suspicions about Mary. Allison showed him the text screenshots of Mary talking to her ex, and also told Aaron all the stories she shared about her sexual encounters. What was the most surprising was his reaction. He took it very well. He first got very quiet, and just nodded. Aaron ended up telling us that he had a sneaking suspicion that something was going on. He was not aware of the hookups, but he and Mary had gotten into fights before over the fact that she doesn't allow him near any other girls, but she goes out and flirts with other guys all the time. He told us that she had been distant lately and would leave rather often without telling him where she was going. There were a few other small things he mentioned that told us he was just generally unhappy with his relationship. He knew in his gut something was wrong but wanted to believe it wasn't true. We started unwinding with some alcohol after that, and it all got way more emotional. He cried, talking about how he felt stupid for not seeing it sooner, how he really loved her and would have given her anything. Then he got angry. At her, and even more so at the guy. Some unpleasant and derogatory terms were used to describe her. Ultimately, he told us that he's going to be breaking it off, at least for now. We told him a million times how much better he deserved. He's definitely not going to marry her. Thanks again all for the supportive words and advice. We saved a good man from heartbreak. Edit: Jesus Christ, this exploded fast. Thanks for all the kind words, people. Now onto some comments that include the update. Posted by Anarang Horse. Hi, I am the OP. For anyone asking, they are married as of last summer. No clue how they're doing, as my boyfriend and I have cut all contact aside from like Facebook and stuff. They have a dog, and wife wants kids now. Husband is still hella whipped. Raging_47 responded with, how frustrating to tell a friend all of this and then watching them carry on with the relationship anyway. Locho53 responded with, your description of him gave off the impression he is very low self-esteem. You mix that in a bowl with someone controlling and abusive like Mary, and you get the incredibly difficult task of trying to separate the flour from the salt. I hope he one day learns the self-worth to separate from that vile woman. Kombucha_shroom responded with, LOL, not in the least bit surprising honestly. Good on you guys for cutting contact though.